Welcome back to the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. I'm joined by Big Craig Dawe to give the grand final preview in the Barossa Light and Gawler Football Association. Dory, welcome to the show. My first time chatting to you. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, how are you, Dan? All right, mate? Where's the flow man? He's out on a bit of a holiday, brother.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'd call it a holiday, but we'll call it a holiday for the purpose of this. I know he's been having a good time at the Henty Field Days, but yes, nevertheless, I'm sitting in for the flow man to talk Barossa Light and Gawler football, and we'll get to York Peninsula and Adelaide Plains shortly as well. But we'll start off in the A grade in the BLG League. It is Nuriootpa taking on South Gawler in the A-grade grand final because South Gawler had a massive win in the prelim, 16-17, 113 over Barossa District's 5-11-41. How did this one go, Dory?
Yeah, mate, it was unexpected, to be honest. I was full of praise and full of hope for Barossa to get through, but first hand watching it, it was South come out of the blocks, and I think it was 11-11 to 2-4 at half-time, and they completely smashed Barossa in every aspect of the game, and Barossa didn't have any answers, and South defensively held Ryswick, Shillabeer and Griffiths goalless. That was a great defensive effort by South Gawler, but geez, they were clinical, and Barossa just didn't look like the same side.
Yeah, they were certainly dominant by the looks of things, and by my count, 11 individual goal scorers. The captain, Josh Whitwer, getting on the scoreboard, and no one kicking more than 3. Dean Cutting leading the way with 3. So a really good all-round team effort by South Gawler.
Yeah, absolutely. They're KPIs. I was calling the game myself on that live stream, and I was taking the KPIs. They were just smashing them in clearances. Lockie Arnold got his hands on the footy. No Pisani either, one of their key midfielders, and Benison, Newman, Whitwer, and even the back-to-back medalist Steve Burton had a field day because Lockie Arnold was just getting his hands on the footy first up. And obviously South went for a hard tag on Jew in the first half of the Dijon, and that seemed to work with them. And Whitwer went head-to-head with Mazzoni, and Bailey Filkey had Ryswick, so they had all their aces covered, and it was probably a good coaching performance by Gavin Chapman.
Now, South Gawler, they had one eye on an undefeated season a couple of weeks ago, 16-0 before the finals, but then Nuriootpa upset them 50-49, a thriller in the first week of finals in the semi, and now South Gawler get another crack at them in the grand final, so let's talk about that game. How do you think this one's going to go? Do you think South Gawler might take some benefit, maybe call it the loss they had to have 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a great defensive effort by... we said it all year. Nuriootpa are the best defensive side in the competition. Their structures, their buy-in with Kyle Jenner, what he's brought to that club has been sensational, and they're the best defensive side in the competition, probably against the best offensive side. And in that second semi, they keep them to 7 goals, and they're only kicking 7 goals themselves, but I think South Gawler just that would just sort of just poke the bear or poke the lion, so to speak, being the I think I can't see them doing it two times in a row. I might be wrong, mate, but I think South Gawler, I would say by 24 plus on the weekend, mate.
All right, well, the tip is in. Glad I didn't have to prompt you on that because I don't like people sitting on the fence. I like to get a tip, so glad we've got that one. They do say offense wins games, but defense wins championships. So you think the high-powered offense will get up in this one?
Yeah, I think so. I think just by the weekend and the first hand what they did to Barossa, and I know it's a completely different game style of Nuriootpa. Obviously, they put the emphasis on contested ball, repeat stoppages, ball up after ball up until they can get their footy their way. They're very disciplined in that way, and they're probably the best at it in the competition. That's probably why they've got a grand final burst against South Gawler. But looking at South Gawler, probably minus Dean Cutting on the weekend, who broke his wrist, unfortunately, the old boy. And I feel sorry for Dean. I'm a good mate of Dean's, and he definitely broken wrist. So that'll be a huge out for South Gawler. But I just can't see it. Newry doing it 2 times in a row.
All right, well, South Gawler have had a chance to figure out what they need to change, obviously, after that loss, but Nuri going in fresh, so it should be a good game. Let's have a look at the B grade, where it's the same 2 teams playing, but they've taken the opposite path here. South Gawler did a number on Nuri in the first week of finals. So Nuri have gone the hard way, but they have made it back because they beat the Tanunda Reserves 8-9-57 to 6-5-41 last week. Looked like that one was a cracking game. Nuri they actually won every quarter, but only by a few points in each quarter, and it adds up to a 16-point win. So talk us through this one and how you think this grand final is going to go.
Yeah, I think South Gawler, they're the most talented reserve side going around, I think. Very young. Most of them are pushing for A grade. They're very young, very quick. And being the conditions they are on Saturday, they're going to be too good for Nuri, unfortunately.
Looking forward to seeing how that one goes. We'll see if South Gawler can get the double in that grade, and South Gawler in the B grade, just the one loss for the entire year. And that one came against Nuri late in the season, round 16. So keen to see how that one goes. And in the under 17.5s, your man Williston taking on Gawler Central in the grand final. Good win by Williston, a very tight one in the prelim, 10-11-71 to 9-7-61.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was a great game of footy. We're very blessed in the Barossa with the under-17 talent that we've got running around, and it was a bit of a showcase on the weekend. And Angus, momentum swings, they were coming hard a couple of times, and we held that, which was really good, and it was a pleasing result for my boys. And obviously we go head-to-head with Gawler Centrals on the weekend, two very talented sides, and coached by one of my best mates, Aaron King. So the banter, being an ex-Gawler Central boy myself, we've had a bit of banter this week.
Great stuff. Hopefully you've been rattling each other a little bit, getting prepared for the big game. And we better move on quickly because I won't prompt you to reveal any secrets of the game plan, but that one's going to be a cracker. Always good when two mates are going head-to-head in the coach's box. So looking forward to seeing who gets up in that one as well. We better take a look at the York Peninsula Footy League grand final action on the weekend, and it was Kadina kicking straight and getting a big win, 15-4-94 over Moonta, 8-10-58.
Yeah, mate, considering what the margin was in the second semi, that's a big turnaround by Kadina. My intel tells me the Williston captain, Tyson Earlham, he was over there watching his brother, I think, who plays for Moonta. Moonta had plenty of their chances, just couldn't kick straight, and Kadina made the most of their opportunities, and they went with a couple of runways, and which sort of unsettled Moonta a little bit.
Yeah, well, it was 3-5 to 3-1 at quarter time, and then 6-8 to 6-1 at halftime. So Moonta clearly had more opportunities in the first half, and they'll be ruining a lot of those misses, I'm sure. By three-quarter time, Kadina were on top, 11-2 to 7-10. So just looking at the scoring shots, Moonta would be wishing they probably had a bit of a lead built up by then that they could have protected in the fourth quarter, but it went the other way, and Kadina were just dominant, kicking 9-3 to 2-2 in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a waste of opportunities, and we all know in grand finals we talk about it regularly with my playing groups that when the opportunity arises, you've got to take them.
Absolutely. If it's to be, it's up to me, I've heard some coaches say. And, yeah, you got to take your opportunities. Bad kicking is bad football. And, yeah, you don't want to have it on grand final day. That's the way it went there. And you're absolutely right. What a gigantic turnaround from the semi 2 weeks ago. If you're not aware of the score in that one, Moonta won 17 goals, 18, 120 to 7-6, 48. So, Kadina, some brilliant work with changing up their game plan to turn that result around in 2 weeks. So well done to them winning that premiership, well-deserved in the York Peninsula Footy League. As we move on to the Adelaide Plains Footy League, where it was 2 Wells over Malala, 8-12-60 to 6-7-43. So 2 Wells claiming the premiership here, coming from 4 points behind at half-time to win that one. Yeah, they were. I was talking to another intel. I've got a few mates around the place, and Malala took it up to 2 Wells, and their improvement over the year has been significant. It's a real bonus to their footy club, how they lost that key personnel, and everyone wrote him off. And to Lee Whitnell, who, the last 2 years he's gone straight sets out both years, and this time the unexpected to get to the grand final, and they won 2. They gone through the first semi, went to the prelim, and then nearly knocked over the undefeated side at the time, but 2 Wells just lose class, and I think that's what's shown in the second half there. Certainly, and I'll just correct myself there. I said 2 Wells trailed by 4 points at halftime. It was actually three-quarter time. Malala had a 4-point lead at three-quarter time. Was there a wind in this one? Because 2 Wells in the third quarter only kicking the 1 point, but then turning it on for 3 goals in the fourth quarter, and Malala 2 goals in the third quarter, and then unable to kick a goal in the fourth. So it looks like the wind might have picked up.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure there. The person I spoke to didn't say there was any wind, and he's on the coaching staff for 2 wells. It's just a matter of it was a bit of an arm wrestle the first 3 quarters, and then they started to open the game up a little bit, and I think their class and their experience got hold of Malala in the end. But what a super effort by Malala.
All right, well done to all those premiers in those leagues, and good luck to all playing this weekend. Dawe, I'll let you go. You've got big preparations to do for your grand final, but thank you for taking the time to join us on the Friday Sports Show.
No worries, mate. Always a pleasure, Dan. Take it easy.